What's going on, traders? I'm doing an update here at the end of the day, so I just want to do a recap of our trading today. It was a grind. I mean, I really had to traded a lot today. A lot of back and forth in S&P, a lot of back and forth in bonds. I'll show you in a second, and a lot of back and forth in the euro. So it's just how it goes. Some days you come in and it's almost effortless. You hit a bid, it goes in your favor. You hit it down again, and it just drops. And you cover, you're done in 30 minutes. But sometimes when you go contrarian, that's when the market will squeeze you a little bit, and you end up having to work a position. So that's just part of, you got to learn how to do that. I call it chipping away, or just learning how to work a position. It's a skill set you got to kind of develop. I guess a good analogy would be golfing. There's lots of different shots you need to have in your golf game, and trading is kind of similar. There's a lot of different ways you can scalp. Going contrarian is a different type of style than trading with momentum and adding to a play. Anyway, so what I did here in S&P is we actually sold the high of the move today. Pretty much what I call I like to say we sold the high of the day, and this is the dead ass high of the day. So it was a function of timing, really, using the cycles and then just offering into a level that I was talking about for a while, right here around pi, and then the 4 hour. You can see a little bit easier on this chart. The 4 hour bands are right here, just like we failed here. All right, both times with the cycle. So I was literally on the mobile. I just offered right into that area after selling here. So first I came in and sold here, covered. You can see it on the 5 minute a little easier. Went short, covered, reshort, covered. Sold again here, and then added my second lot here. And I covered half of my short, and then I'm still short. So I'm going to let this hourly cycle play out. It's already played out today. I'm going to let this 4 hour play out, though, on the short. This is a swing line sell setup in our model, and I think this is going to have more fall through to the downside. The other thing we've been talking about is this daily. I got it saved on another chart, but we're basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days into the sell-off, right at the 8. And so the fact that we couldn't get above the 8 with the cycle, I think is leaving the door open for another 8-day drop, which could be really interesting, especially when you look at like the VIX. That is still pretty high. If S&Ps collapse, we're going to have a new highs on the VIX, and this low this time in S&Ps could be really nasty. Or the daily cycle plays out and we can rally back to the bands. But I think what I keep saying all day is that this key level was right here at the 8. Right where we failed was the pivot as to whether or not we were going to continue higher. So I told our group this morning that yesterday we cared about, I think I tweeted this out, but if you look at this pattern here of lower highs, okay, here's the old high on this chart, 2814 was the last cycle high, and then look at each one of these lower highs, okay. This is defining the trend, and then yesterday we actually got above that early in the session to clear the near-term pivot, and I actually took a long right there and then sold it into that move. So then we put in a new higher high for the near term, but if you're actually paying attention to the intermediate term, the lower high was right here that matters, and then right here. So we couldn't get above this spot right here, which was key. And again, that's why we sold the high today right here. All right, guys, when you start to understand these cyclical concepts and you start to understand the fractal nature of getting these time frames down, we sell the high and buy the lows all the time. I mean, old Wall Street says you can't pick highs and you can't pick lows. It's just not true. So today was a perfect example of us proving that you can indeed time these markets. And then in bonds, we're pretty active in bonds. I haven't traded ultras like this in a while, although ultras is the longest contract in futures. And I was playing 30s on the long side, which I'm still long 30s here into this pie area. So I like being core long 30s. We have all year, or at least the last half of the year. For this entire move, we've been buying the dip. And this is one of the better dips you've had in a while, so I hope you guys are taking advantage of that. But we sold, you can just see how I'm trading around these intraday moves. So I initially started short here, really low, because I was hedging my long exposure, and this moved down. I think we may test this level right here, just about half a point lower. So anyways, I wanted a little bit of a hedge, so I sold here, and we didn't get the break. So then on the way back up, I started to fade it here. So I sold 6s, I sold 9s, I sold 12s, I sold 14s, and then I ended up covering on the dip. So I covered 9s and 10s, covered some 5s right here. All right, reshorted, covered 7s again. Here was a cover at 4. And then I covered my last piece right here, which was great cover right into the low. Actually, no, sorry. I covered short here, went long, and then came out of my long at 4 after buying 31s. So this is just a way, I mean, you can trade around your core position, which has been this way. And I'm actually doing that on the short side today. So that's what that looks like. You know, here's some of our results just on S&Ps and the long bond today. So $2,800 day on E-minis. That was S&P trading I showed you. And here's the ultras I just went over. So well over $3,000 just between two futures contracts. But guys, this is our trading room. I'm gonna show you where to join us. It's free to come into our trading floor. I have a real-time alerts membership that I'm putting in all of my trades on bonds. All right, 30s, 5s. I'm giving you a chart. I'm giving you the buy and sell signals. I'm doing the same thing on Forex. You get all of these markets for just $100 a month, so less than cable. And I'm putting in probably 2 dozen trades every day. We went long that gas today, so signaled that. It's a great all-around product for all markets. There's nothing else like that exists. Global macro for $100 a month. And then this is the best way to come in and join us. If you go to jenkinsrm.com, you can join the community here. Our link to the chat room is here. If you follow this, that'll get you into the room. Again, it's free to join. And then our trading services, this is where you can sign up for our paid real-time alerts. I have a live trading room where we trade together. So all of that morning trading we did together, that's $200 a month. And you get the real-time alerts. And then I have my trading course, my options course with the model, our trading model. And then I have a mentorship program. This is actually the best value. You get all the model. You get 8 sessions with me where I work individually with you, what you're doing as a trader, right and wrong. And you're getting 6 months to the live room. So it's $1,800 extra value. So if you guys are interested in that, I have a new group session coming up here to start the middle of December. So now's the time to kind of get involved there. Other than that, I'll see some of you guys in the chat for the Asia session.